I believe I found a place. Yeah. What's interesting is, I pray and stuff, and it's like I know before it happens. Very weird how that seems to work. Well, it's God, obviously. And so, yeah, I was talking to this guy at this place. Obviously, I'm gonna have roommates because it's expensive to live there, and I'm gonna be doing I've got too much stuff too, so I'm gonna be selling some things like my VR headset and full body tracking and stuff. It's not really necessary, like the full body tracking and all that stuff. Like if I want to talk to other people and stuff in VR chat, I could just use the computer, or if necessary I'll just buy like a Quest 3, which would be cheaper anyways. And everything is gone away from, I don't know, it's really only for if you spend a majority of your time playing VR chat, which I do not. It's I only do that when I feel called to do it. So it's well, why would I have something that's that expensive? Then I'll just sell it. Someone would want it, I think. And I'm also gonna sell my Xbox Series X. I didn't really even use that. I think I just used it for a short period when my computer wasn't working. And for Rocksmith. But I can use Rocksmith on my computer now. There's probably even a Rocksmith 2014 version for PC too. I imagine there is. So I don't really have any need for the Xbox either. I have way too many clothes. I've got 90% of the clothes I have I don't even use. I've got 4 bins in my dresser, and it's well, I don't even go in there. It's not really a dresser. I don't use a dresser. It's a mini closet sort of thing. I don't even really know what to call it. But it's well, I guess we'll just give that to Goodwill or whatever, whoever needs the clothes. And my mom says she wants the oven, so she'll get the oven. She paid for it after all. Got a fridge and a washer and dryer that we'll either have to sell or it'll go to storage. And some miscellaneous things. I'm just gonna basically throw out my bed because I don't need it. It's kind of old anyways. It was nice. I like memory foam. It's memory foam and stuff, but it's kind of old. It's gone through some years. I think I even set it on fire at some point. At least a little. It was a small fire or stuff back when I smoked and stuff. Yeah, so it's got some damage to it. I contacted my place that I'm at now, so they know about it. I'm gonna contact work today, try to transfer to work the same job I work now down there. So that'll be cool. It would be nice, obviously, to be working the same job while I'm down there. But I'm pretty much gonna be there. I'm gonna have to strong arm them or something, because I'm gonna say, well, basically this is my 2 weeks notice, because I gotta be down there. I gotta be down there before January 1st, because that's when rent starts. And it's well, if I'm paying for it, I'm gonna be there, Also, I just had the whole time that I've been talking about this, I've had this feeling that I'm gonna be there in December somehow. I don't know how. I'm gonna be there in December somehow. And yeah, the place I got like I talked to the guy, and like initially I was like, well, this isn't a good match. But then I prayed about it, and God's like, no, this is a good match. And I'm like, what? How is it a good match? Because like the guy, he's got a dog already there, and I love dogs. That's not the problem. But I've got 2 cats, and like I told him, I was like, yeah, I've got 2 cats. I don't know if you guys can take cats. And he said that his sister, who I assume is living there, is allergic to cats, but she can take medication for it and be fine, hopefully. I mean, that's basically how it sounded, and I was like, well, that doesn't sound like a good situation, so this can't be the one. But then they also said, well, I prayed about it though, and God's like, yeah, no, this is the one. I'm like, what? Why? And they said that, oh yeah, there's been this cat that's been coming from outside and coming into the house though, and like he just, I guess he periodically comes in and he's claimed them as like part of his family. And so it's like, well, that's funny that it happens to be that way, because that sounds like something God would do to prepare someone for if cats were coming to their house. You know, it's like, what? It's very funny. So hopefully everything is okay. I did have a girlfriend one time who was allergic to cats, and it was basically like if she was in the same room as the cat, especially if she'd pet it, and she kept petting it. I'm like, why are you petting it if you're allergic to it? And yeah, so I would have to kick my cat out of the room, even though I loved my cat. And basically from that moment on, I decided I could not marry someone who is allergic to cats, because I love cats. Well, I mean, it wasn't from that moment on, but it was like after I broke up with her, I was like, well, they've got to not be allergic to cats. That's kind of like a deal breaker, because I love cats. I felt really bad about kicking my cat out every time that would happen, but you know, I guess that's kind of a situation you have to do. You have to throw them outside your room or whatever. But I guess like if it's that bad, then I can keep my cats in my area, which I'll have my own room and my own bathroom. So that sounds chill to me. It's already got a bed there, so when I finish the long drive, and I'm going to do it in one go because that's how I do things. I'm not going to pay for a hotel. No, I'm going to do it all in one go. I might have to drink coffee, even though I haven't drank coffee in a long time since it caused me anxiety, but I think this is going to be like one of those situations where you drink coffee to stay awake. And I'll probably stop after, because like having an addiction like that is not good, but using it when you actually need it, that's probably okay. We'll see what happens. I'll probably end up drinking coffee just for a drive. We'll see. I know I don't need it, but it might be helpful if I get really tired. Yeah, it's a really long drive. I cut off an hour of my drive last time I did it when I was coming back here from there. But I was going like 100 miles per hour in like all throughout Alabama. So that's not advisable. I probably won't. I don't want to do that again. I could have gotten pulled over. It would have been bad. Yeah, for some reason, all the cops are in Ohio. As soon as you get out of Ohio, there's like the state troopers and stuff. There's not many of them, but when you're in Ohio, you pass one every like 2 minutes that you're on the highway. It's like the tax collectors are out. And you know, you render to Caesar what is Caesar's when you get pulled over, but which is funny because that also happened to me once when I got pulled over for being in the wrong lane when there was like a cop in the lane. You know, I didn't know about that rule, and I opened a Bible as the cop was coming up to me, and it turns to the page, render to Caesar what is Caesar's. I'm like, okay, I'll pay my taxes to the tax collectors. It's like, the odds of that are also very low. Are 100%, as my one friend says. So, yeah. Looks like things are going together. God willing. It seems that way. It's like, it's not super close. It's in the same area, but it's not like, I don't think I could walk to the beach in like a reasonable time period. It would be more like, okay, well, you just drive like 10 minutes to get to the beach, which is like not bad. But it's also good because you're like during like spring break and stuff when people are there, it'll be less crazy since you're not right by where the beach is and stuff, and crazy college kids, stuff like that. So yeah, and also it's closer to like the city where I believe I'll be working, God willing. While I'm down there, I'll probably get my name on some sort of wait list for a place that's closer to the beach, just in case. You know, if it's a 6-month wait list, might as well get on the wait list. And if I don't want to go there, then I don't go there. Like if something happens and I'm not single anymore, then we don't go there. We find a place for like, or if I find like a friend that wants to move out with me, you know, something like that. Yeah, everything's coming together. It always does. As God's will, it will happen. That's a funny thing too. When I was driving, I saw, you know, like the outside part of a license plate. I saw that, and it said, "If it's God's will, I will." And I'm like, hey, I like that. And you can tell it was an older person because they had like a handicap sign on the back, and it looked like an older person car. And I was like, yeah, that's me. And if it's God's will for me to be down there, then I will be down there. And if He wants me to somehow get down there very quickly, then it's gonna happen. Against all odds. With cats. Even though, like, that's the main problem is the cats, because most people are like, well, we don't want cats. So, yeah, I'm sure that'll be a bit of a problem, maybe, with my roommates, because they want me to, like, brush them and bathe them. I've never bathed my cats once. I didn't really think you had to, because they bathe themselves. They lick themselves, you know? Like, but I guess I'll have to bathe them. Brushing them, that sounds reasonable, but I was told that if you bathe them, you just put on a bathing suit and you, I don't know, bathe your cats. I don't know. I would probably maybe do that once a week tops. I don't really see any reason to do that more than often than that. Yeah, and I was like looking into. I've just been like seeing all these things about like cats dying on roads and stuff, and I'm like, well, that makes me. I don't want like the people I live with to let the cats outside on accident or something. So I was like thinking about getting microchip in them, but then I found out the microchip doesn't work like a GPS, and I was like, well, is it worth it then? I don't think so. I don't know though. I'll probably just get like a collar with like a tag. They don't wear collars. I don't know. They'll be fine. Yeah, I'll keep them safe somehow. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like parental paranoia. It's probably not good. Just trust that God will keep them. Yeah, because I had like a headache as I was saying that. Like, why do I have such a headache when I'm saying that? Yeah, I think that's like parental paranoia that God doesn't want me to have. They'll be fine. And hopefully they get along with the dog. I'm sure they'll run it first, but it's like a service dog, so he's probably a good dog. I assume it's a male dog. Maybe it's a female dog. I don't know. But they say that they're like easygoing people. We'll see. I'm sure if there's like, we'll see. For some reason, I'm supposed to be there. I did see that they had like a cross on their like porch steps, so I would assume at least one of them is at least like some form of Christian. So hopefully we'll get along at least on some level. Obviously, I don't have to pay for like an oven and fridge and stuff. It's already there. So I can just go with the bare minimum and it's pretty much set for a bit. Hopefully get my job down there, hit the ground running, make plans for the future. Yeah, and I've got my savings and investments if I need to pull them out, but it should be good for a while. Even if I can't find a job for a while, but I just assume I can just transfer, because I called them down there and they said, well, just let your manager know and he can transfer you. And I was like, okay, so I'll do that. It'd be cool if I could work the same job at least for a while and maybe eventually get a job at an airport or something, because for some reason there's something to do with airport that's important to me. I don't understand what, but something. Maybe I'll get a job at an airport eventually down there. Who knows? Or somewhere else. I don't know. Yeah, it's all going according to plan, God's plan. Should be fun. Escaping the winter. That sounds good. Also, it's my birthday tomorrow, so turning 29, so yay. Yeah, getting older. Actually, I got like a lot of compliments today. I don't know if it's like the sunglasses. People love the sunglasses. I'm like, they were free from Sky Zone. People love them, and they're like, oh, you look like Tom Cruise. I'm like, do I look like Tom Cruise? I hope not, because I hope I'm a little taller than him, because he's like 5'6". I don't think I look like Tom Cruise. I've never heard that before. I've heard Superman before, not Tom Cruise. I've also heard like Andrew Luck before, like by multiple people. He's like a football quarterback, but he's around my height. Yeah, I just getting a lot of compliments. You know, you work in like, it's because I'm also working like a different route today. This is a route with African American folk, and they're usually like more brave. You know, like they're willing to like just throw out compliments and stuff. It's like, oh, thank you. You know, yeah. So I guess I'm gonna go talk to my manager now and stuff. So see ya.